Thank you. Please watch this video to the end. My name is King David or David Molatia from Healthwise Foundation. We just come back from a trip which we had gone to a place called Chamoligot. It's around 7 hours drive from Nairobi, and we were going for Ada Room project. And this trip was so much special because it was filled with a lot of fear and anxiety because of the insecurity that happened in the place where we were going. There's a lot of banditry attacks, and that is people stealing cows and livestock from others, and they are fighting with guns. And so the day that we arrived, we found that one day before we arrived, one government official representative was killed in the same area. So it was there was a big tension. But we thank God that we end the Kenya Defense Force, which was with us while we were doing our mission, and they escorted us as we were going to give Ada Room projects. One of the key things to note was the road going there. It wasn't easy. The accessibility, sometimes we had to get out, people pull out the shrubs on the road because there's no road. They pulled the shrubs so that we can get a way out to pass through, so we could be able to reach out to the beneficiaries. In total, we end around 27 households which were done Ada Room, and with a beneficiary number of 42 girls. We have 42 girls who are now safe. They have a place to sleep, and we thank God. The guy who has been doing the training, the teachings about Ada Room, he has really done tremendous job, because we were there last year on March, that is 2024, and we went again 1 year later, 2025 on March, and to find that he has gone to other villages, trained the people there, and the people understand why they are doing that. Actually, we had one man who built a house for the girls, and he said this project is so good and so appealing that I will also have to build another room for my boys, because all my children have been sleeping outside. And that tells you how impactful this project is. The other thing to note was also we got two drunkard parents who were able to build a room for their girls, and for me that stood out. It's not anywhere you will get people doing such kind of a thing. They are drunkard, but they made the best room ever. And their girl is in high school, and she has two other siblings. So the girls were very happy that their dad also made an impact on them. Having in mind that they are 24 hours drunkard, both the father and the mother, that was a great deal. It seemed also one of the low moment was to find out that 95% are illiterate. 95% cannot read or write. And we realized that that is also becoming one of the hindrances on growth and change of the community and beliefs and traditions and culture. That's why we went to a school just after we donated the Dignity Parks and the mattress and blanket to the girls. One parent approached us and told us, please, if you have an extra sanitary towel, so do go to the high school there and just give them. And so we decided, instead of adding over everything, we could divide into half the reusable or washable sanitary we had. And so we delivered to a school. Apparently, the school, out of 130 students, we only have 30 girls who are in a school. That tells you how the community belittles the education of the girls. Also, something we noted, which is working against the girls, is that there are two types of women, how they keep their hair. If you are married, your hair has to be black. If you are not married, your hair has to be reddish. So that makes the girls to be vulnerable to rape cases and vulnerable to men and molesting, because they are able to say this one is not married, so we have the right to do whatever we want to do because she's not married. And that also puts the life of the girls in a big problem and in a to be really targeted by the boys. We want to thank each and every person for standing with Ada Room Project and standing with the sanitary towels, delivering dignity, because we saw that we were able to save lives. And we visited a certain girl who we realized that she is positive, the father is positive, and the mother died. They have been living in one shanty room. And we thank God because we earlier trying to help this girl to take her to boarding school, but we realized when the school are closed, she comes to the same place again. I want to thank each and every person. If you have a place to sleep, if your children are eating well, if they are covered well, if they have clothing, you can provide schooling, thank God. And stretch your hand to those who are in need. Stretch your hand to those who are in poverty, who are dying because of hunger. We found a woman who was boiling wild fruit, which takes 48 hours for it to be ready and for it not to be poisonous. Boiling the wild fruit for 48 hours for her and her children to have a meal. Please consider supporting what we are doing. Consider giving out for Ada Room, for NFGM, and any other project that we are doing as Healthwise Foundation. Thank you for being part of us.